Okay, hi everyone. Let's get onto Insta too. So just getting everything ready. And for those of, I'll wait till someone else hops on here before I announce that. Okay, let me find you. Okay, there you are. Okay, awesome.
I knew I forgot something.
Okay. And then I think we have a little bit of feedback again.
Yeah, I forgot to plug in my
Okay.
phone.
I don't know how we I don't know how we figured out how to do that.
I plug in headphones to my actual phone,
Okay.
so it doesn't necessarily. Why are you all tingled?
So hi y'all, start asking your questions so we can start the queue.
I was sitting on it, you guys. There we go. Should be better.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
Awesome. Woohoo!
Okay, so we are here live to answer questions. We're doing free mini card readings. So let's get you guys in the queue. So who wants to start? Let's see.
Perfect. Until someone comments, we want to give each other a 2-card pull real quick.
Yeah.
So we can get the energy flowing.
All right. So do you have a question for me?
Ooh, that's good. Do I never have questions. My question is, where is this healing process going to be taking me? And it can be general, obviously. I'm not too picky.
Okay.
And do you have anything for me?
Oh, so my work. So I know that we were just talking about it, and I know you gave me a little bit of your insight, but yeah. So as far as my job, what is it that I need to know? I know we talked a little bit about time frame, and then Kristen, if you don't mind asking a question, because I don't know if we could do 3 people on an Insta live. So Kristen, if you had a question, go ahead and comment, please. That way we can go ahead and pull cards for you. Okay, so for Jazmine, healing process. Why I gotta come out with that card right off the bat?
You're gonna because that's probably my life. That is probably my life. I can already feel it.
You can already feel it.
Fucking shit.
So, do you want to go first? Do you want me to go
first?
first?
Let me go first, okay, before my day just gets okay. Anyways, for you, Miss Rosalyn, I know we already talked about timelines and stuff, but I'm going to tell you exactly kind of what I just got. The first card is an action card. So this is the 4 of fire. It says contentment, peace, and abundance. A happy home life, the successful completion of a project. I feel like you're wrapping up. The completion of the project is the completion of your work. Your work there, I do feel like it is done. I think it is more about timing for you. And almost what they just said is wrapping up loose strings. So it's almost like I would start slowly prepping now to leave versus waiting to feel comfortable to leave. And so you asked about your work, but I'm not going to lie. I think the decision is really based upon you because I accidentally pulled a little too many cards, but the next 3 cards are really more about understanding that they're waiting for you at this point. And I say that because the first card is 9 of Earth, enjoying life's little luxuries, spending quiet time alone, successful self-employment. We have to embody this. Exactly. You have to embody this. And this is just waiting for you. The moment you make the decision is the moment everything will start flowing for you, which is it's even more interesting because it says The next card is an emotional card, but I feel like this is a card of how you're going to connect to your clients, how you're going to connect, and emotions may be a big deal when it comes to your abundance. Connecting to other people's emotions, your emotions and abundance are going to be connected for you. But this says relationships develop to a new level. I feel like that's with your clients because they're going to get more of you. Trust your intuition. I feel like that comes with making decisions about where you're going to go, because you're going to have a lot of options is what they're saying, but you need to trust your intuition and what feels good, and that will be the best for you. But then it says care for yourself and others. So the fact that it says successful self-employment, and it's pretty much saying, hey, I'm a healer and it's time to care for yourself and others, they're literally waiting for you. But then I was like, okay, one more card, because this is not what she's asked for. Well, then they laughed in my face, because then I got the Empress: lavish abundance, give birth to your dreams, nurture yourself and others. So again,
you did pull a lot of cards. You told me to only pull 2.
I did. I couldn't help it, because I couldn't help it. I'm so sorry, but
no, you're fine.
It's because
awesome.
They're waiting for you.
Okay. I love it. Love it. Okay. So what we're doing right now, we were just trying to get the energy flowing here. We're pulling cards for each other, and then we've already got a queue that's set up here. So Perfect. If you do have if you have a question, this is first come, first serve. So we do have a couple on Insta, and then we'll go ahead and take a look at Facebook and YouTube. So for you, as far as your healing journey, Jazz, the first card that came out is the Devil card.
Of course.
And this is the reason. It's the reason why I was like, why you gotta go out with that first, and then Lovers after that. So I find this to be quite, an interesting pair. I mean, these are both major arcana. So the thing is here with the Devil, your healing journey is all about kind of seeing where your attachments are, right? And because we know that we're attached to the past or something in our ancestry, something that was handed down. So this is looking to see where are the patterns, where are the attachments, because ultimately, in order to release what isn't serving you, it's all about, the Lover's card isn't always necessarily about a match with somebody else, but it's the self-love, right? Ultimately, it's all about, if I love myself, would I allow myself to feel, do, be X?
Amen.
Whatever that is. And I know that you've been diving deep and all of that, and that's, keep going. But where your healing journey is going to take you, because that's ultimately your question, is to higher and higher levels of self-love. And one thing that I learned is that we actually have a program, because everything that we run on is programs, all different kinds of programs, kind of like a phone with all the apps. We have a program of self-love, but when we incarnate and we go through all these different experiences, it's almost like that program kind of has a glitch in it, right? So when we raise our level of consciousness, which we do that by looking at the different pieces, aspects of our life and how they are looking, then we are able to level up. We're able to kind of go, okay, I can weed out that glitch and get this program to start working better. So yeah, so we can do that. You're totally doing it. So that's where that's taking you. Higher and higher levels of self-love. Yep. Okay, so let's get going here. We have Kristen. She wants to know, where do I need to focus my energy?
Kristen, where does she focus her energy?
And then after that, we have, I think it's Tazzy. She had a question about her health. We have someone off YouTube.
Okay, so the first thing that I'm feeling before I even pull any cards, the first thing that they said was inner child, but then the second thing that I'm really feeling is internally. So I don't know if we're focusing too much on external validations or external success, but it really makes me feel like we need to start going internally to what is Yeah, so the first card I have for you is Radical Honesty. So what are you playing? What part are you playing in your own world, in your own life? But I feel like it's even deeper than that. I feel like it's almost about kind of restructuring the story that you tell yourself. And I say that because the second card I have is Confusion. So it almost makes me feel that you may be feeling lost. And that's why I want you to go on the inside, is because I don't want to say this in a wrong way, but there may be something popping up that you may tell the story of you being a victim, and you are a victim, your feelings are valid, but it's almost like we need to rewrite that story into being a survivor, so there's less confusion and you see a more clear path for you. And it's interesting because then the last card I pulled is Sharing. So I feel like you are going through some healing process, or need to focus on your healing process, because what you're going through can be shared with the world to some extent.
Mm-hmm.
What did you get, Miss Rosalyn?
Okay. So the first card, actually 3 fell out. So I got 2 of Cups, followed by the Magician in reverse, and the Page of Swords. So the first thing that I want to ask you, and you don't have to answer, but this is more for your, so that you can kind of think about this, is what in your reality is it that that's there that you want that to change? Okay. And Gail, if you have a question, then please put it in the comments. So what is it that you want to change? Because if there's something that you're like, I'm not really feeling this, I'm not really liking this, this isn't what I was hoping for, then that's where the Page of Swords comes in. What new perspective, what out of the box kind of thinking can you have to get yourself out of what kind of feels like a rut? Do you feel like that? Like almost like,
Yeah.
I kind of agree with you with like the confusion part. So if you do kind of feel like stalled or stagnant, where can you hit the button to reset? Okay.
Yeah. I'm getting
Right.
like a circle in the mind. Like you keep going over and over and over something, but like that process isn't working for you, like that.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's why, and the thing is, with the 2 of Cups, you've really done a lot of good work on yourself and being good with yourself. But I kind of feel like you've had all this change momentum, and then now it's like it kind of feels stagnant. And so that's why I'm saying hit the refresh button. The Page of Swords is about initiating something new, but something starting with your core beliefs, your mindset, maybe even just need like more clarity in your vision of what you want in the future. So this is a good time to really do that, to start planning for, for next year even. So I would definitely take advantage of the energy right now to release, hit refresh, and kind of go, okay, what is it really though that I want to feel? Because ultimately anything that we do, it's because we want to feel a particular way. So what is it that you feel like you're missing? And how would you go about getting that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So focusing your energy, I would probably say to answer that, to sum it up, would be like getting more clarity on what is it that you really, really want.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then we had also, let's see, and you can let us know too if that resonates. Okay. Tazzy, what's going on with my overall health? What's going on with my overall health?
It's so interesting. The very first thing I felt are pain points, like random points on my body, and a lot of pain. I've never felt that before. Huh. If we haven't seen a doctor yet, I would advise to go see a doctor when it comes to your health. One, definitely, we're not doctors or anything like. Well, she is actually a nurse. My bad. I'm not a doctor or anything like that.
I'm not going to diagnose anybody. So
what I feel is, I don't know how to put this. I feel there is pain points I feel like you need to go see the right doctor, because I don't know if you are just getting pushed under the rug, but I feel like it's starting to affect your mental health. And that's like the biggest thing I'm getting, is this huge fog over my mental health because of my body and not being understood. I'm also feeling something like internally, possibly some sort of inflammation. I would just go see a doctor, if we're being honest, but a specific doctor, not like a normal general practitioner. I don't know if you're a woman or a man, but specific to your gender, because I'm feeling swelling and my joints are starting to get uncomfortable. So that's leading me to some sort of autoimmune something. Obviously, I have no idea, but that's also making my brain fog. So it might be affecting your brain and your mental health.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like there just needs to be more action to be taken. And I think that's really what it's coming down to: more action and less making it bigger, because the mental health thing is making all the other pains more intense. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So it's what's interesting, Jasmine. I saw like a outline of a person's body and different lights, like little tiny lights, kind of flickering, kind of all over.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that when you said that, because I was like, that's what I was seeing. You basically said what I was seeing. So I have, and you when she talks about seeing a different type of doctor, the two things that come to mind would be like functional medicine, or naturopath, or and an acupuncturist for the pain. Okay, so let me show you. I got 2 of swords and then Ace of Cups. So what this is telling me to ask you is, what types of decisions have you been holding off on, and what types of things have you been trying not to feel?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so because the Ace of Cups is all about filling the cup with emotion. And I feel like there's things that, that you might be trying to like not feel, which is kind of the human thing, right? We move towards pleasure, move away from pain. Mm-hmm. So anything that you've been trying to avoid, this is the time to address it, because that's going to have every single impact on your physical healing. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. And the 2 of Swords is about, a balance. Where do you feel like you have not been balanced? Have you been leaning more towards like doing more than feeling, more than being? And also what types of decisions in your life have you kind of stalled on, where you like, I don't want to decide that, I don't want to look at it, so I'm just going to ignore it. Okay, so because the thing is, the body ends up speaking when we don't address those things.
Yeah, and I would definitely watch whatever foods you're eating may not be right for you. I just got sugar and bread, so I don't know if bread may be making you feel inflamed, but definitely watch what you're eating.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Divine Feminine Chronicles is asking any message on my connection with the letter D. He's a Virgo.
Okay. Sometimes these names, it's so interesting how magical that this shit is, because how are we supposed to read energy on that kind of name and a D, yet we're supposed to know? Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Like the logic in me is like, how am I supposed to know? But then energy is energy. Wild. Okay. Any messages on my connection with D?
He's a Virgo.
Okay, first of all, the first thing I said is you better listen to what he's saying. I feel like he may be honest with you, and you may have rose-colored glasses on, and don't take his words minimum, I guess is what I'm saying. Let's see what the cards say, though. Yeah, so the first card I have is events that occur with great speed. Take time to carefully review your options, creative solutions. And then the second card I have is too much work, accept help from others, life is out of balance, stress-related health concerns. I just feel like there's an imbalance when it comes to this connection. I hate relationship readings, you guys. I am so sorry.
You're great at them, though.
Well, here's the thing. I would say if he's telling you XYZ, you need to take it as XYZ. I'm not gonna tell you what that is. I feel like don't be the chaser and a runner dynamic. Know your worth. And he may need to be taking things slow, but is that what you want? Kind of a situation. Like, you don't need to always do what he wants to make him feel better. You also may be a healer, I mean, which would make sense to your name, but I feel like you may be choosing people who need healing instead of focusing on your own healing. So when it comes to this connection, I do feel like it's temporary, but okay, next. Go ahead, Rosalyn.
Okay, so we have Queen of Swords in reverse and Knight of Swords upright. So it's fascinating because I almost kind of feel like you might be taking care of this person in a way that might not necessarily benefit either of you. So I'd be cautious of that. You know, that Queen of Swords energy, especially reversed. That's why I'm kind of picking up on, like, you know, maybe trying to, I don't want to say control, but I'd be, it's kind of almost like bordering on that. Like, he feels much more of like a freer spirit, and it's almost like, okay, can we rein that in a little bit so that way we can kind of be on the same page? So that's the feeling that I get with this. So, you know, when she says temporary, that very well could be the case, but that's up to the both of you. So I would say just be really mindful of how you're expending your energy with this person. Virgos can be really set in how they do things too. So I would say don't try to change or convince him to be any other particular way. Okay. And then we also have Gail off Facebook. What's going on with my health?
Okay.
So health, we've got another health reading. Okay, and then we'll jump back onto Insta. Sam Bam wants a general reading, and then we got Amanda. And then we have a visitor from Botswana. Okay.
Okay, so the first thing that I'm feeling for Gail is we need to be out walking. And it's interesting because I also feel like there is a lot more of a natural element to your life that I feel is necessary. We don't necessarily always have to be on some sort of medicine. I feel like with your energy, it is about in tuning with what's aligned with you. And I say that because this first card says, take time to carefully review your options, creative solutions. I feel like the lifestyle that we are living is playing a part into our health. And at this point, you still may need to see a doctor because it's going to take real change. Again, I'm feeling a lot of food. Whatever we're eating in this group, we need to really start connecting with ourselves and eating what feels good for us, not what feels comfortable for our feelings. And I say this too for you, Gail, because the second one is a leap of faith. Follow your dreams, unexpected opportunities. I just feel like you're going to go through a shift where you either have the option of changing your life in a healthy lifestyle way, going for walks, eating, maybe it's even your portions that may be a little bit too much, because then I'm feeling inflammation, but specifically in the legs. So that's why I'm keep getting drawn to walking. I feel like we need to have walking in our stuff. But I also feel like the answer is pretty clear, but we're trying to do everything to get around the clear answer because we don't want to make that change. because I just asked like another health reading, and it's almost like you guys know what we need to do, but we don't want to be taking the action because there's a sense of fear that we're going to find something that we're not enjoying. Everything that you guys are experiencing, I feel like can be altered and healed from, and I feel like that's something that y'all need to know. What did you get, Rosalyn?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so for Gail, I got the Empress in reverse and Page of Cups. Okay, so there's something here where there might be some issues that kind of might mimic your mother or like the females in your lineage here, which comes across like the whole conversation with genes, right? But the thing is, we actually can express our genes differently and not necessarily have to repeat our parents' history. So I feel like there's something here around, is there a certain similarity, certain similar things that you've experienced in your life that's very similar to your mother, and therefore you follow the same health trajectory, right? Because you can change that. And I feel like pressure on my back, which can also indicate like lack of support, feeling burdened. I don't know if there's any other connection with your mother in that way, but I would say here, I mean, you're spot on with like the food and walking, because I do feel like physical activity should be a thing here for you, especially if you do have back pain. Bed rest is a no-no. I mean, you really need to be warming your muscles up and moving them more in order to decrease pain. So, which is kind of like, the catch-22 with pain, especially in the back. The Page of Cups, though, is also telling me that, if you were to kind of take a look at what connections need to be released, especially with the emotions that could be keeping you in a certain physical state, whether that's fear, shame, guilt, those, and anger. Those are some top ones that I deal with my clients, that you could actually move into this Page of Cups and kind of learn to feel emotionally differently overall. So I would say, take a look at the emotions that are tied into what you're physically feeling, because there's always a connection. And that's going to give you a lot of insight, because just the physical part's one thing, but it always has to be accompanied with the mental and emotional aspect. Okay, so moving on to, so Sam Bam, she wants a general reading.
Say that name again.
Sam Bam on Insta. SamBam1030. General reading.
I don't know why I'm not seeing the comments on Instagram today.
The what?
I'm not seeing the comments on my Instagram today. I don't know why.
Oh. So general.
Okay, general reading. Okay, I don't want to use that deck.
Amanda's on. She says she loves the shuffle. Okay, Gail, thank you for that. Gail said she has a lot of health issues that her mom had. So, okay. So 4 of Swords, 3 of Cups.
So for this one, the first card I got was Divine Patience, and it says, my soul brings forth the right conditions and opportunities for me. The best answers and solutions are delivered at the best times. I'm going to say both cards together, and then I'll tell you what they mean, because I feel like they're working together. Because the second card is Sanctuary. In my inner sanctuary, I connect to peace, inner quietude, and comfort. I feel that it's time to make our insides the safest place you can go. I need it to be your home, where you can cry, where you can be vulnerable, where you can laugh. There's something about rewiring the it's interesting. Usually they tell me the brain, but what they're showing me is the emotions. So that makes me feel like it's time to feel all the things. I feel like a little bit like your mouth is taped up. So there may be times where you have been shut up or just invalidated, maybe a good word. And I feel that and I really want you to look at this card because, okay, so I feel the tape on my mouth, but you see like the tears coming down so naturally. It's almost like there's just this inner sadness, and we need to do the inner work because that's where you're going to find the peace. I almost feel like there's a sense of yearning for help and maybe acting out in a way to get help. But I need you to know that sometimes people can't see that, and it's okay to physically ask for the help that you're looking for. But again, I feel like it's more of the emotional work and more things connected to your past, possibly even parents. Because I feel it like I feel it like in the core, like it's our thought process of how we even believe in ourselves is getting affected in all of this. I would really suggest a lot of affirmations and a lot of journaling. There's a lot to be discovered inside of you, and I really feel like your story is meant to be told, but first you got to validate it yourself. Okay, I hope that makes sense for you.
Okay, so Sam Bam, I have 4 of Swords in reverse, followed by 3 of Cups, and then 10 of Cups. So I, kind of piggybacking off of Jazmine about rewiring the emotions, there's certain core beliefs, thoughts here that aren't working anymore. And I think that you're probably in the middle of recognizing that, because there's something here that's like you're sweeping out the cobwebs. If you notice, there's a lot of cobwebs in here. Okay, so it's time to give that up. That's going to actually free you up to actually be happier. Like this 3 of Cups is a card of like celebration, getting together, synergy. So there's something here about like you need to, how do I put this? I want to say like almost like live a little bit more, right? Like things don't have to be so serious all the time. And then the 10 of Cups is all about having that vision having a better vision for the future. I feel like things might have been a little bleak or feeling a little bit bleak, but no matter what, we still create a reality. Even though there's a lot of stuff going on in the world, we still create our reality. And you can actually turn that around. Okay, so that's what I'm getting for you. I hope you can let us know if that resonates at all.
Yeah, I feel like you're really powerful, but you have to find your power. There's a sense of just that little girl being like, shut up. Once you find your power, you're going to really learn how you shine and how to tell your story.
And she says that's what's been going on. Samantha, yes, they have been feeling like that. Okay. All right. Thank you, Samantha. All right. So now we have Amanda, Gail Crow. What did you... Hi, Grace. Okay. What did she want? She wants a reading. I need a reading from my sister who is going through it.
And that's Crystal K. Crow Huff. Crystal. Yeah. Okay, so I'm reading for Crystal who's going through it.
We're going to try to get to everyone here. So, because we have an hour, so we're going to do our best. Okay. Big hugs,
man.
By the way.
Say that again?
Oh, I was telling Grace, just virtual hugs.
Oh, that's so nice. So the first thing with Crystal that I'm feeling before I even pull these cards is there is so much self-love that we are needing to learn through this process. There's a sense of abandonment that I feel, but there's also a sense that she's going to be the only one to really fill that hole that she thinks that she has. But really, it's a stepping stone for her to let a lot of things go. I don't feel like her life was easy in the slightest. And I feel like she may be at a point where it's going to either force her to find her alignment, or it could maybe go the other way. And I say this because the first card I have for you is forgiveness. Heart blocks our light. I feel like this forgiveness a lifetime of forgiveness is, here's the thing, I don't know if we've ever really felt all of our emotions, and that we maybe have just kind of slowly pushed them down through the years, and everything's kind of bubbling up like a volcano. But there's forgiveness. Now here's the thing, it's easy to be like, okay, yes, forgiveness for other people who have hurt her, for sure, but I think the most forgiveness that she needs to be working on is for herself, because I do feel like she's really hard on herself, specifically right now. But the second card I have for her is radical honesty. And it says, to believe in the facade is to suffocate in the armor of alienation, self-defeat, and self-denial. To be honest, she has all the power for her to fight through this and to thrive after this. While everything right now feels like a tornado, it feels really hectic, I feel very lost and alone, this is going to guide her to her purpose, which I feel like she may have struggled with through her life. Here's the biggest key advice I could give is to feel it. But also for her, she may need to ask for help. And that may be hard for her. And that's why I say that. She may need to ask, be like, hey, can you talk on the phone for 30 minutes? Can I cry it out to you? But essentially, it's she's about to go through a healing process for, I feel like, more than just what's happening at the moment. So just understand that she does embody strength, and that this is going to really catapult her into what she's always been looking for, I feel like. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I got for her, so the Temperance card came up first, 4 of Cups in reverse, and then followed by the 10 of Wands. So again, it's so interesting that you said that, Jess, about forgiveness, because that's kind of what I'm picking up here between the Temperance card and the 4 of Cups. Because that, I mean, I don't know exactly what the situation is, but the thing is, when something traumatic, bad, negative, whatever you want to call it, happens to us, we tend to kind of have that tunnel vision with just those particular emotions, that, you know, of like anger and grief and, you know, all the way up to rage and fury, right? And the thing is, when we do that, we can shut out other things that might be coming our way. You see this person in the back, you know, who's like offering something different, but the person who's sitting at the table just can't focus on it. So the thing is, if there's, I feel depression too. So if there's depression, remember that depression ebbs and flows, and there's times where it lifts a little. Our physical body cannot anchor depression 24/7. It can't. I've had it. Okay, so I'm speaking from experience. There's times where it lifts, and when those times that it lifts occurs, that's when she can take advantage of kind of bringing herself more back into a more of a balanced perspective, right? And being able to see the bigger picture. If she's able to do this, she can prevent feeling burdened 24/7, right? This is all about carrying a weight forever and ever and ever, and we want to be able to put this down. So just be aware of that. You know, you'll be able to find where she has those moments, and then you can help point it out for her. Okay, so I hope that that's helpful, Amanda. Okay, so Charisse wanted a general reading, and then I think, yeah, Charisse wanted a general reading, and who else? There was also,
What's Charisse's last name? Because that's my best friend, so I want to make sure I know who I'm talking to.
Is Charisse Wade.
Okay, so that's my best friend. Okay, cool.
And then we have our friend from Botswana. So
okay.
I'm sorry if I can't say your name, but beautiful. Okay, so first Charisse, general reading.
You know what I just saw? Oh, that just made me feel good. I just saw a cloud. So obviously, y'all, Charisse is my best friend. I probably know a little bit more information than anyone else, but I just saw a cloud, which is normal to see around my CC poo. But I saw that cloud leaving, and I saw light shining in. So that really makes me feel that there's gonna be a lot of healing on your way. A lot? Okay. And then they just opened your eyes. So I feel like everything you may have been ignoring or trying to ignore, Yeah, that was going to come up specifically during March. You may be even more emotional. There may be a lot on your plate, and you just emotionally can't handle it because you have to let some things go and make room. But I say that because the first card I have is a super water card, super emotional card, intuitive, sensitivity, artistic, friendly. A relationship begins a new phase, heightened psychic abilities, a new person enters your life. This just makes me feel like you're going to be connecting to yourself more. You're going to be learning more about your internal being. You're going to start detaching yourself from the physical world in a sense where you don't have to attach to the pain that the physical world can bring sometimes, okay? And I say that because the second card is renewal, and I do feel like a whole sense of renewal. Now, before I keep going, I do feel like this is still months away, but I want you to start thinking about it now because it's going to be a lot for you. But review, evaluate, a favorable assessments of the facts, time to move in a new direction. And I just feel like there's gonna be like we're just gonna be stagnant for so long. You're just gonna know you want more. But what's even more interesting, and this card makes me a little bit more curious, but we're not gonna go into it, is the Queen of Fire action card. So emotional card, you're in the now, you're in the accepting, and then you're going to start taking the action. And when you take the action, you're going to feel, well, it says stretch your wings and fly. Don't underestimate yourself, assert your independence and creativity. So I really feel like you're going to go on the journey of figuring out who you are, and with that comes a lot of change. You may not like change, flow with it. Okay, go ahead, Ross.
I love that. So Page of Cups came up first, followed by King of Swords, which is the card that I want to kind of focus on here, and then Ace of Swords in reverse. So the reason why I want to focus on the King of Swords, first off, it came up in the middle of the three cards. So the Page of Cups being in reverse, there's a lot of different things emotionally that I think that you have been working on. So again, kind of piggybacking off what Jazmine said, the healing, right? So a lot of the childhood stuff, a lot of the, just the stuff from before, right? Because emotions are the end product of our experiences. So that ends up being lodged and can cause blocks. But those things they're starting to purge, okay? Or they have been purging. And then this King of Swords brings a new certainty, a different kind of confidence and groundedness based upon what you're understanding about yourself and your own self-discovery. And with the Ace of Swords in reverse, this is some big, huge epiphany that's right around the corner. Okay. So this is great because this is going to, I have a feeling, change something really, really big for you that's going to also change a number of decisions that you make moving forward, because it's going to be this newer version of you. Sometimes when we have an epiphany or a series of epiphanies, we don't go back to who we used to be.
Yeah.
And that's what's coming. That's what's coming for you. Awesome.
And I think that's, I really want to point out really quickly what you just said at the end. We will never go back to who we were before our traumas or before grief. We have to figure out who we are after that. And that's a big thing people misinterpret during healing. You're never going to be able to go back. Shit happened to you. And we got to figure out who you are now.
Mm-hmm. And that's true. A lot of times people want to go back to like, oh, it was so much better before this happened or this person came into my life. No, it was there for a reason. And we're supposed to go forward, not backwards. Mm-hmm. Okay, so our friend from Botswana, Galalitsang, she wants some reading concerning her love life. Oh, thank you, Cherise. She says you ladies are amazing. Thank you. You're amazing too. Okay.
So I'm just going to go over one card at a time. The first card is Two of Earth, and it says, too much going on at once. The need to make a decision. Consider a more playful approach. I don't know why. I'm just feeling two different pages. The second card is Queen of Earth. Thoughtful, creative, warm, sensible. Make time for those around you. Take a sensible approach. Deal with challenges in a kind and understanding manner. I don't really know how to answer this. What are you getting, Miss Rosalyn?
Okay. And Mel, we will get to you. So we have someone from Australia here. Okay. So four of swords, followed by 5 of wands, and then Queen of Pentacles. So what's really interesting is I'm actually kind of feeling a number of different energies involved in the relationship or potential relationship. Are you trying to, now I don't know if you're still on, but are you trying to like, is there like a match being made? Is there like something on the horizon? Like I feel like there's something impending with this, but it's almost like I feel like you need to speak your mind for one, and then two, I feel like there's too many other people's like you have to, like it's almost like you're in a situation where you have to care about what other people think. So I feel like there's that, and then like a motherly type of energy that's kind of like looking over everything. So it's a lot of people, you know, for two people to be in a relationship, it's just a lot of other energies. Okay, so I feel like you probably need to stand up for yourself in some way, shape, or form here, whether that's with the type of person you want to be with, if you want to be with a particular individual, or what it is that you even want. And that's what I'm picking up on.
Yeah, I guess really at the end of the day, I just feel like there is so much going on that it's just even I can't read this for some reason. Like I just don't feel that it's an equal balance and that your voice needs to be spoken up, and that's kind of what she was just saying. I do feel the throat chakra being blocked, but I also feel that there may be a cultural difference here, and maybe that's why it's hard for me to speak on it, because what I feel isn't supposed to be, I feel is maybe different for you, because I feel it's a little bit old fashioned where you're supposed to be serving a little bit more, or you're giving so much, and I don't know if I'm getting everything in return. And maybe if I show you the cards that would make more sense, but you see how this person just keeps giving.
Mm-hmm.
And she's magical and she's taking care of everything, but I also just don't know if I'm getting that in return.
Yeah.
But I also feel a level of acceptance at the same time. And that's where the rebel inside of me is like, no, don't accept it. It's okay to feel this way. But then they're just dropping cultural differences. So I don't know how to maneuver that.
It's a different type of situation.
Yeah.
So, okay. So Jeff wants a general reading, and then Mel from Australia. So Jeff, hello, Jeff.
Jeff, I don't know why this word is just connected to your name at this point, but patience. Patience. That's literally the first thing they said. Okay, I don't know if you're going to like what I have to say. So here we go. I just got nervous. Okay, so the first card, I feel like this honestly has to do with your self-development and work, okay? Career, your passion. So the first card I have is trusting tricksters. The trickster's only power is your trust. You are always free to withdraw it. Now, I'm not taking that for face value. Let me tell you the next two things I have, because I feel like it will make more sense, because I feel like it has to do more with your ego than maybe other people. So the second card I have is voice. You are here to be known, so speak and be seen. You know that. But the third part I have is confusion, which I feel like you may be confused on how you're going to get to that level that you see for yourself, right? I feel like you know what you want to do, but how you're going to get to that level. Well, this card says growth hurts, heals, and harnesses a way through uncertainty. What this is all making me feel together is control. And that's why I feel like they brought down the word patience in the first place, is there's a sense of you needing to surrender even more, connecting even more to yourself, which it's almost like when you're in alignment and you're shining, your work will shine as well. But when you're trying to control things too much, then I almost feel like you're dimming your light, because your light needs the freedom to flow, is what I'm feeling. And that's why there may be a little bit more confusion, is because your way may not be the universe's way, and we have to surrender to what that is. And I think that's why they brought up patience, because it may be a different way than what you're wanting in your brain. But the trusting tricksters is almost your thoughts. If something doesn't happen in this plan that you see for yourself, then I feel like the thoughts may sometimes not set you back, but pause things, because you're getting out of alignment with who you are, if that makes sense. Okay. Go ahead.
That's good.
Okay.
Okay. No. So I have something to complementary to this. So the world in reverse, followed by 2 of wands upright, and then the sun in reverse. Okay. So what I would probably say is, with, with everything that the vision that you have, even though it always feels good to kind of go, okay, this is ultimately where I want to be. And we have like that bigger vision. Focus on what's here right now, where you can serve your audience. What's here right now that I can speak to now, instead of thinking I'm speaking to, like 500,000, 1 million people right off the bat. Think of your audience now. So whoever it is that's following your page, watching your videos, anything like that, just serve who you have right now. And that's what's going to grow. It grows from there, because then when people feel almost like you're speaking to them directly instead of at them, because they're just part of like this huge group, then that's where they can be like, oh wow, this I really felt that, I really got that, and I think that this should be shared. So that's kind of what I'm getting overall from all of these cards, because the world card is in reverse. It's really hard to kind of speak to the world, even though you are getting your voice out into the world. Kind of narrow down, be like, okay, what do the people who follow me now, what do they need? Because you have a lot to share, but the point is to follow what it is that is needed now. You'll get to all the other pieces of information that and all the other knowledge and wisdom that you can display, but it comes over time. Okay. And the 2 of wands, you see that he's looking at the world, having that vision for the future, which again is fine. But if you kind of take huge leaps instead of smaller steps, then it might not feel or look the way that you want it.
Yes. Baby steps.
Mm-hmm.
Key to success, man.
It's all because I'm studying right now about habits, because there's energy work I want to do around habits for people. And it's all about the mundane. It's all about the consistency and the stuff that we would rather probably not pay attention to, which leads to big successes further along down the line. But it starts with the consistency of just showing up. Okay. So I hope that resonates, Jeff. And then we got Mel from Australia. This is so cool.
Hi, Mel.
And so Mel, we're going to get to you. I'm trying to see here what she wanted. Otherwise we'll do a general, she wants a reading. So let's do a general reading for Mel. Thank you everyone for your patience. I know. So we're only here until 1 o'clock Central Standard Time. So just follow our pages, so mine and Jazmine, so that way you can kind of see when we're on again doing this. We try to fit as many people as we can in the hour.
Mel, if you're single, I feel a new person walking into your life. So just interesting. We also may be going through some transitions.
Yes.
And I feel like it's almost, you're finding your power. And I feel like you're on the path of knowing your purpose if you already don't know it. But this first card I have for you is inner guidance system. The best answers always come from the calm, radiant place within me. I wait for these with joy. But the second card I have for you is path awareness. If I sincerely ask, I'm always guided back to the right path for me and to my central purpose. But what these cards make me feel together is a very spiritual awakening moment. A lot of realizations, a lot of transformations, a lot of leveling up, a lot of letting go, a lot of healing, a lot of magic is what they're showing me, as long as you're slowing down. And I kind of feel like you are putting in the time for yourself, but they're disrupting on the word expression. So maybe now it's time to kind of find your way of expressing those things, which you may have a career switch because of this awakening. I feel like this awakening is going to change your life, but it may be about 7 months from now where you're going to start actually seeing the changes on the outside. You may be feeling the changes on the inside, but I feel like in about 7 months, you're going to start seeing it on the outside. So don't stop. Whatever you're doing, I feel like is working. And continue to listen to yourself. What did you get, Miss Rosalyn? Energy is great.
Yeah, I agree. So I got the Tower card here in reverse, Ace of Cups, and then followed by Temperance in reverse. So this is interesting, because usually like the Tower card is like something impending in terms of something falling down, deconstructing itself. I actually kind of feel though, like this, I mean, this obviously isn't your first rodeo with healing and or whatever it is, like big epiphanies and breakthroughs in your life. But I do feel like okay. So even with like things in your environment, it kind of feels like really either, I feel like chaotic energy around you, but I feel like you being very still. That's really interesting. So with the Ace of Cups, though, filling up your cup, I mean, the universe has gifted you this opportunity, this, I almost want to say like a revelation of some sort, where you are you can fully feel everything, but it's not allowing you to, or it's not burdening you. Let's put it that way. Like you can fully feel through everything and you could be like, okay, I got it. I know exactly what to do with this. And the Temperance card, it's interesting. With this being in reverse, I usually kind of be like, oh, like someone feels off balance. Even though that may have been the case, I actually feel like this is something where you have been able to navigate a different way of feeling balanced, regardless of what's going on around you in your life. So when she talks about, like you're really stepping into your power, I do feel that for sure. I feel that. Yeah, I feel that very strongly. So keep going.
Yeah, I would say trust yourself. Yeah, they just keep saying the word trust. So make sure you're trusting yourself and your intuition through your process.
Yeah. Okay, so we are at 1 o'clock Central Standard Time. I'm sorry. Yeah, so our time is coming to an end. So I'm sorry we can't get to everyone else. But like I said, please follow us, and because we're on here chatting about something, always really, really great topics. Or or we will do, the card readings again. So, but it's always first come, first serve. So, if you follow us, then hit the notification bell too, so you can hop on right away. But thank you so much, everyone, for showing up, bringing your lovely energy. We love you all, and we will see you again soon.
Okay, bye.
Bye.